Hi, this is Shanice from Carve, and today we're going to learn about how to schedule a webinar using GoToWebinar software. So the first step is to go to www.gotowebinar.com, or it could easily be gotomeeting.com, just like what I have on my page on here, and hit GoToWebinar tab, which is over here. Once you hit the tab, you'll be redirected to a GoToWebinar homepage, which was already here in the beginning. So step 2 would be logging in with your email address and password. Let's click Login. The next thing we should do is we need to log in with your email address and your password. I already have a page logged in. So this is the home page that you're going to see. After logging in, you'll be directed to the My Webinars page. Hit the Schedule button to start setting up your webinar right over here, or you can also hit Schedule a Webinar on the menu at the left pane of the page over here. I'm just going to pick one. So it's going to redirect you to this type of a forum. What you're going to do is you type the title of your webinar and its description on the corresponding boxes. You can select the type of webinar you want to set up. You have choices, one session, a series, and a sequence. You can also set the date and time. If you select one session, you'll have to set the date, start time, and the end time. If you selected series or sequence, you'll have to set the frequency of the webinar under the Occurs tab. If it's a daily, a weekly, monthly, or a custom schedule. For the daily, weekly, and monthly, you'll have to set the start date, the end date, the start time, and the end time. You should also set up the webinar time zone, according to which time zones you are located. For the custom schedule, you'll have to set the date, the start time, and the end time. Click Add Another Session to add more and set the date, start time, and end time again. You can do that repeatedly as you desire. For the webinar time zone, you have to make sure to set the time zone correctly so that your participants will know what time zone they're going to follow. So after setting the details of your webinar, hit the Schedule button and you will know that you've successfully set your webinar, as you'll be directed to Manage My Webinars page. Let's do a sample right now. I'm going to put in test, and the description would be test. I'll set it up as a series with a custom schedule, with a start time and an end time. The time zone, Pacific. So after setting the details of your webinar, hit the Schedule button, and you'll know that you've successfully set your webinar, as you'd be directed to the Manage My Webinars page. In Manage Webinar page, you can review and edit the settings of your webinar. Right over the right side of the page, you can make edits. You can also hit Practice if you want to make a test run for your webinar over here. It's recommended that you practice webinars so that you would have an overview on how your webinar would run. If you want to schedule another webinar, click Schedule a Webinar on the left pane and follow the same steps. Congratulations! You've just scheduled your first webinar.